Well, 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 good evening. Our beloveds another is ping-ponging within her head because she can feel how the energy is shifting. Her body, it still feels kind of the same, tired, depleted, not doing too well right now, but that's okay. In her case, it is mostly ascensionary symptoms. She got her blood work back, and it all looks reasonably well, as expected, because we told her that there's really nothing wrong with her. It is the general aging and diet stuff, as well as many, many ascensionary symptoms. And she is beginning to really believe us because other things in her life are shifting. So here is the message today. Don't believe half of what you think, and don't believe half of what you believe. It's your belief system, as we have said many times, that causes many, many, many of your problems. And if you could just realize that most of what you believe is so flawed or fixated in the patriarchy and that it no longer serves you, then you would begin to make new changes, better changes, and adopt better belief systems. So here is where we wish to go today in the pause and rest series. Okay, so we're going to have to pause for a minute so our another can tune into this, because we need her to feel the energetic imprint before we give her the words. So here we go. Okay, so here it goes. We have shown our another what the message feels like today, and it is just very, very simple. When you need or are required to take a pause, we ask you to simply believe in love, the feeling, the expression, the sensation, the concept, and the reality of unconditional love in that moment. So when you are feeling so dysregulated that you just need to take a moment to breathe, instead of going into your room and cogitating on what just went wrong, the first thing that we ask you to do is to call in that loving vibration so you can feel it. Because do you remember when you were a child and your mama or some loved one just gave you a hug and reminded you of how loved you were? Well, find that sensation. And then when you're feeling fully loved, only then tune into the reason for your discomfort. Because if you can do it from a place of love, just know that you will recognize the truth for what it is, and that is that you're just feeling unloved in some sense in that moment, and that's why you're so upset. But if you can call in that loving vibration and know that it is just enveloping you, the rest of it won't feel so painful, because it will soften the blow. When you know that you are loved and are worthy of being loved, well, then the rest of it doesn't hurt so much. Do you remember when your mama kissed your boo-boo, or tousled your hair, or made you your favorite food? Remember how amazing it felt to be loved by your mama, or your daddy, or your grandma, or your auntie, or just somebody who made you feel seen, heard, honored, recognized, all of that. know that it is still possible. You just need to connect into this energetic imprint from the universe. And then once you are fully saturated in love, then you focus on the rest. And we promise you, if you do it well, you won't feel nearly as sad or upset or angry or terrified or worried, because when you know that at least one person out there loves you, it makes it all feel better. It's a strange sensation, but we would ask each of you right now just to close your eyes and think of your most favorite person from your childhood and say to us, to that person, please remind me what it felt like to be loved by you. And then sit there and see and feel how those energies come in. Is it a smell? Is it a feeling? Is it a sensation? Is it a visual memory? Is it a visceral experience? What do those memories or emotions look like when you tune into them? And what do they feel like? And where do you store them? Do you store them in your memory bank, up in your head? Or do you store them in your heart? We would recommend that wherever you have stored them in the past within your body, that you would tuck them into your heart so that you can feel this anytime you get a little bit upset. And then we also encourage you to find a happy place, a place out in nature somewhere, imaginary or real, where when you go there, you feel safe and protected and loved and assured of your safety from harm from others, which is different than just regular safety. Safety can also be that you don't get hurt in a car accident or trip and fall, but safety from others is a different flavor of safety. So just see yourself as worthy of being loved, and that your worthiness will expand itself so that you can discern between what is yours and what is not, and why. When you can feel and own up to what's yours and what's not yours, you will be better served or prepared for engaging in conversations with others in this galactic experience called life, because you'll know when somebody is teaching you a lesson that you need to learn versus them just expressing their own inner trauma. When you know that it's an area of growth for you that you either have been interested in or has been calling you forth, then you can focus on your own inner growth. And sometimes it is just to turn the other cheek and to walk away because you realize that their behavior has literally nothing to do with you. So that is it, our beloveds. We wish you well tonight, and we hope you can feel that August is almost at an end, and we are having to squeeze in just these last minutes and moments of resiliency. And you know what resiliency means or implies. And September will once again have a completely different flavor, because this September is the month of 9, where you all can get turned upside down and right side up, and yet still know that the energetic imprint of the divine, the Holy One, the spiral, the cycle of life, has you protected and that everything is exactly as it's meant to be. They're ending cycles and beginning cycles. And 9 represents the end of one cycle. And then the 10 represents the beginning of the next. And then our and others' favorite month, of course, is the month of 11, because it is the month, it is the number of manifestation, or its multiples: 11, 22, 33, 44, 55, 66, 77, 88, and 99, and thereon. You will see as you all ascend what it looks and feels like. But for some of you, it feels much better when you come to the realization that you too can choose a different path and be kinder and more loving than you have been in the past, and that it does not represent weakness or flawed belief systems. Sometimes it's just worth not engaging in the fight and instead choosing the high road, even if you have chosen the low road much of your life. The high road here in New Mexico goes from Santa Fe to Chimayo and over to Taos, and it is a sight to behold and is holy land for those up in this region. You will never know what you don't know until you know. And until then, know that you are doing the best that you can or could have done. And that's all you need to know. And so it is. Namaste.